Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. This is a Safari Ltd video. Why are you showing us a lunchbox? Well, to all of you that already knew, they're in here. And now originally I was just gonna cover them like I would do dinosaurs and reptiles and shit. But that's no fun. So I've devised this little game thingy. I'm gonna spin a wheel, and then whatever that lands on, I'm gonna talk about. So let's go, I guess. Let's see what I got here. Hush. I got marine life. Okay. Now, originally, I was gonna do what I did with the Papo video and cover each individual figure, but I have a lot more Safari Ltd, so we're just gonna do it the Schleich way. So, I have these two fish. We have the cast of Finding Nemo. There we go, at least Marlin's side. And we also have this thing, which is a clown triggerfish. Huh. Yeah, it has a base. That's pretty cool. As to why these two didn't come with bases, I don't know, especially when it does that. We also have this coral, which naturally also has a base. And yeah, you could do like a little display like that. Or if you had some like wire or something, you could have like the clownfish there. Those are the fish, the whales. There and manatee or dugong? Manatee. I do have another section dedicated to mammals, but I feel like these guys fit in here, and besides, I don't really have much. I was meant to put this with the reptiles, whoops. No, we'll talk about it now. I have a green sea turtle, or just sea turtle. Yeah, just sea turtle. And the detail on some of these is good, whereas on others it's quite smooth. But yeah, fairly basic paint jobs, but then again, all I have are just like minis. I don't have like any like big ones that would be like that high average, maybe. That's about how big. I'm not getting my measuring tape out. Yeah, it has a nice detailing all around. Now the whales. We have two humpbacks, a baby and an adult, manatee and a sperm whale, which will always be looking down for some reason. Why they decided to have it like that and not like just facing forward, I don't know, but it could be like he's diving down. These two are in pretty standard poses, and this guy is just normal posing, like nothing dynamic going here. At least these guys have something going on. Is this just a scaled down version? Yep, I think that's just a scaled down version. Oh no, the head is slightly different, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and the tail's actually pretty similar. Whatever. We have this weird thing. A Cory shell? I don't know. It has this texturing here. Whether or not that was there when I bought it, I don't know. And we also have this thing popping out the bottom. Okay. Hammerhead. It's cool. Only safari shark I have and probably ever had. Nothing on the bottom except the mouth. Pretty sad stuff for a hammerhead. I love hammerheads. They're my favorite shark. Because, I mean, come on, look at him. Why he evolved to be this way, who knows. But I guess it is like a bit rounded off here. I'm guessing that's where like plastic or something has been poured in. And then there's something here too. Whatever. All of these are like a decade old. So there'll be paint chips like here. That doesn't look like a paint chip. It looks like it's been wiped off. And lastly here, the octopus, which should be flat, I think. I don't know. But we've got like a siphon, we've got all these suckers here. Feel like it should have a beak, but okay. Got that large, I was gonna say cranium, but I think that just means skull. Large head thing, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just basically one solid color. I mean, I guess the tentacles are slightly lighter. But I've never seen a pink octopus before. Whether or not those actually exist, I don't know. Yeah, I spent 4 minutes talking about this, and let's move on to the next one. Hopefully my phone can handle the storage. Come on, something good. Come on, something good. I think this will be the last one because I'm recording this at like 7 p.m. God fucking darn it, I suck at scheduling. Reptiles and amphibians. Okay. Okay, now before we start, I do have this guy, which apparently is a Safari Limited toy, but it doesn't say Safari Ltd on the bottom. Oh yeah, I forgot to explain. I don't know what the LTD stands for in Safari Ltd, so, but I've always just assumed it meant limited. So if I ever slip up and call it Safari Limited, which I'll probably do a lot, that's why. But yeah, I don't know whether or not this is a bootleg. I had like 3 of these guys, so just gonna... Oh yeah, I do actually like this thing. Yeah, I like it a lot. So let's start with reptiles first. Yes, we have 6 of those. 3 of which are iguanas. You have your standard iguana, your land iguana. Sorry, I had to sneeze there. And finally a marine iguana, which is spelt with an E. Oh no, that's one of those fancy A's, isn't it? Huh? It's one of them fancy A's that has the thing at the top. But whatever. Yeah, these 2 look almost identical. Like this guy just has a taller ridge and a dewlap. If you told me these were the same species and just separated by male and female, I would believe you. Now this guy has a dewlap too, and his dewlap is much bigger, therefore he's better. Also, I just think the color on this dude is better. I prefer when my iguanas are green, you know? Like, these guys are trying to be too different, but this guy, this is the classic iguana. Got some red eyes. The tongue is painted, which is surprising. Considering I have a T-Rex and that tongue isn't painted. Same goes for the Jaguar I have, but we'll get to those when we get to those. So yeah, just some iguanas. Wait, why am I putting them up there? Okay, now we have snake. I do have some other snakes. I'll flash up images from this online shop. They aren't as good as this one. This is probably my favorite snake, but I don't know whether those are official because they also don't say Safari Ltd at the bottom. So whether or not those are Safari, who knows? But this one is an emerald tree boa. And as I said, this one's probably my favorite out of the snakes I have. Yeah, these are all like a nice, well, most of them are a nice rubbery material. This one's a bit more sturdy. Yeah, and this one's like basically as solid as a rock. But I do like this sand-colored patterning it has. I forgot what it was there. And yeah, that's pretty much all. The eye paint is a bit sloppy. I used to take these out in the dirt because, like, what kid didn't? If you didn't take your toys out in the dirt, you didn't have a proper childhood. It's probably where most of them went. Not most, there's like a bunch of small toys, not specifically Safari. But yeah, so this guy's a bit dirty. Tortoise, right? Yeah, giant tortoise. Hey, wait a minute. Why do you have this 1210 thingy? Anyways, detail again. I keep forgetting to mention detail. Detail beautiful, especially on that guy. Oh my days. Now this guy's weird, has like a kind of a weird face because it has like this beak. But it looks like the beak starts here because of the line there. So that's just kind of odd. The paint job is pretty good, I guess. I'm pretty sure they just applied it top to bottom, which is why it appears on the side of the legs, and it's pretty inconsistent there. Detail again, pretty good. I wouldn't be able to tell you what kind of giant tortoise this is, but yeah. Now, lastly, we have the caiman, right? Yeah, caiman. Which I used to think was a Deinosuchus. Why? I don't know. Then I think I pivoted to like an alligator or something. But it is a caiman. Wobbly caiman. Not really a huge fan of how the tail works, especially like here. Like warps in, got that hip waist thingy. Yeah, he does wobble a bit. The eye on this side is pretty bad. I mean, compare it to the other one. Yeah. Just paint chips as usual, although I would assume the base color would be brown, so why white is there, I don't know. The mouth is slightly open, but it does just get solid after a while. You can see where it goes there. And now let's move on to the amphibians. We have the tree frog, red-eye tree frog, 2006 Safari Limited. So maybe this isn't a mini because, yeah, none of the others have like a year or anything. This one does. So maybe this is my only one that isn't a mini. So Safari Limited, yeah. Now it has these blue stripes on the arms, nowhere else. Don't really know whether that's accurate. This one is probably my favorite out of the whole collection though. Mainly because it has a little baby tree frog on there. Like, isn't that cute? Got these beautiful markings on the side, which I have seen tree frogs have. Can't remember if that's the Aussie tree frogs or not, and same with the orange things. And then the underbelly, which has these dots. What I'm saying is, good figure. And then we have this more lackluster, not as well painted, not as good tree frog, right? No, it's the same one. So I don't know whether this is like a sexual dimorphism thing or if this is just a younger one. But yeah, and lastly, the poison dart frog, which is probably has the cheapest paint job out of all of these. It's just one solid color and just some red. Couldn't even be bothered to paint the eyes. They just went over with black and called it a day. Does have a weird circle behind the eye though. Might be an ear or something. I don't know. I'm assuming it's supposed to be like that, but years in a toy box have caused it to warp. And yeah, that is all, but I do have this thing. I don't have any other bugs. This is just the best place I could fit it. This is a caterpillar, which does say Safari, right? Yeah, it does say Safari. Caterpillar. Okay, I just want to know what that said. And I mean, it's slightly got a different color here. I mean, that might just be due to like sun damage or something, because on this side it's not really as noticeable. Even my camera, which sucks at colors, was like, this is appearing like a very like pastel red or like pinky, right? This is a hard red. My camera is just shit. But yeah, that's it here. And let's see what we got next, which I'll do tomorrow because it's like 7 and I still have homework to do. Even though it's the holidays, but whatever. Alright, let's see what we got. Mammals. Yay. Okay, now you may be seeing a pattern here. Half of them are just seals, so I think we'll talk about those first. Except you. Okay, so we have 2 baby seals here. I mean, this is a walrus. I don't really know if it counts. Here's your proof. Baby walrus, or walrus baby, or whatever. Yeah, it's cool. Now, if this was an adult, I'd be complaining about the lack of tusks. But this is a baby, and he has quite a lot of wrinkles. I don't know, maybe it's just because I've never seen a baby walrus and this is my only exposure to one. And we have the baby sea lion. Yeah, sea lion. Okay. Now, which of these do you think is the adult? don't mind this guy. He just, I think, spent too much time in a toy box. You'd say this one, right? This one looks like it would be the adult version. Well, you're wrong. Like, these two don't even look like they're from the same company. Or maybe this isn't a mini either. Maybe. Because I feel like, I'm not going to dig through my Schleich box, but I feel like if I got my Schleich sea lion, it would fit in with it, you know? Then again, these are mini, so they're not supposed to scale. Speaking of sea lion, I don't know, it's a sea lion, it's smooth, which is a shame considering everything else has detail. Even if it's like, just like lines like that, that is fine. At least it's not bland. But it has this nice like black and brown, which goes to a lighter brown, and which stops underneath, but that is fine. Leaving you to last. We have Jet Jaguar, which I don't know what's even happening with this leg. Okay, like, what is that? I think maybe it was meant to be like that, but I don't think so, because then that foot doesn't line up on the ground. It is like a weirdly like soft material. I don't think I have anything else. And I have another one, but that might be a bootleg. That is like solid. It's like one of those cheap plastic ones that feel like they could snap. It's like 3D printed, but before 3D printing was a thing, you know? That's like the best way I can explain it. But yeah, I think because of that, the paint doesn't adhere to this as well. Because I mean, look at it. It's like mostly faded. We've got like some chips here. Yeah, it's faded on this side too. Now, the otter. It's in this pose and it's really wobbly. You really can't display anything like that. This is an otter, right? Yeah, sea otter. It's holding a thing. No idea what that could possibly be. Looks almost like a shell. Whatever. It's kind of weird that they had it lying on its back, not doing something else, but it's cute. Who cares? And lastly, the anteater, which is just a solid color, except like the line, and they've actually managed to give a different color for the eye. I'm impressed. Oh, and of course there's also a brown, like gradients of brown. So yeah, very high quality. But you know what isn't? This guy, this, what even are you? You're a harp seal. This thing is so bad. Honestly, who approved of this thing? At least the sea lion is average. At least they didn't just put one thing and call it a day. They actually bothered to add several different tones. Like, and yeah, I guess you could say that this is also lazy, but at least they actually detailed it. Like that fur seal. This fur seal is so much better than this. What do you, no detail, no paint aside from the eyes and maybe the nose. This looks unfinished. Well, we're ending the mammals on a sour note. What group is next? Dinosaurs, cool. So this is my dinosaur collection. Got some pretty accurate depictions, especially these four. You know, minus the lack of feathers on the raptor. I'd say these depictions still hold up pretty well. So let's leave those for last since they're the best. We have a stegosaur here, obviously very stylized. I think this was like a pack of like baby dinosaurs, possibly. But it's got this nice tone shift from yellow to green. It's like pretty stout. And it's got these red dots for some reason. It's full of like bumps and stuff. Why? Who knows? This apatosaur, brontosaur, diplodocus thing. Yeah, it's pretty good. Except for the fact you can see its ribs poking through. I don't know. It's got some nice patterning. The color choices are almost identical to the spino, which I can't tell if this is dirt or paint. Because, like, I actually played with my toys in the garden. I'm thinking it's probably paint, though. This is obviously a more retro design. You can tell by the shorter snout and the weird fin that doesn't even look like it's attached. Really, if you just remove this fin, it will be a pretty standard Allosaur. Now, I don't know when these were made because they don't like putting dates except for that frog for some reason. But I can't imagine this being post 2014, so probably like mid to late 2000s, probably when this thing got released. I don't know, but it has this bright, vibrant orange spot, which gets, I think it's the same color, but just the brownish makes it appear darker, and it appears orange for you. Because my camera sucks at colors. Pterosaur, pterodactyl, or pteranodon. Yeah, it's got pretty good. I would assume that red would be the primary color that would be molded in, but apparently it's not, so I don't know how these things even get made. It's like a very, very bright red, harsh. Dare I say, hold on, where is it? There's a dart frog. This looks better than this, but I think that was a gibbon. Yeah, it's a pretty good depiction. Although the head always looked a bit off to me. I don't know why. Oh, also he can't stand at all. And Iguanodon, pretty good. Some nice detailing as always, except this guy and this one for some reason. Oh yeah, you can also see the ribs on the Spinosaur. So there's that, and his face is also very shrink-wrapped. Maybe he's meant to be starving. Yeah, the Iguanodon, it's nice and plump. You can't see any ribs through that. The tail is pretty good, too. Not too short, not too long. Maybe too short. Although this leg doesn't look like it's attached. Same on this side. Like, that's not just me, right? It looks like it was molded separately and put it there, which, yeah, I know they have to do, but other companies like Papo and Schleich do so much better that, right? On to the more accurate boys. Let's grab the raptor. Obviously, lack of feathers, but everything else about this figure is pretty accurate. No pronated, well, I mean, maybe pronated wrists, and the skull shape is so much better than the Jurassic Park one, because that was based off Deinonychus, and I'm going to try not to compare these to Jurassic Park because that's too standard. Yeah, overall it's a pretty good figure, decent paint job, and scales pretty well. If you have like a Mattel figure, like this would be around accurate height. T-Rex. Again, no shrink wrapping. I mean, I guess kind of on the head, but also not really. Didn't bother painting the tongue, kind of a shame, but I think they applied the paint from this angle, or maybe something like this, the dark green paint, because it appears on the back of the legs. Why not just do it from like up here and go there? I don't know. Safari works in interesting ways. But yeah, this guy also doesn't have pronated wrists. These things are ahead of their time instead of dinosaur depictions, and I'm tired of pretending they're not. Dimetrodon. We don't have that, like, squatty, scrolling lizard thing like this. No, it's not squatty to the ground, it's upright, it's taller, so much better than Dominion. I hate to compare it, but it's true. Oh, the Jurassic movies have gone so far downhill, might make a rant about that. But yeah, the eye paint isn't the best, though. Missed the mark quite far. Not too bad. Now on this side it's basically spotless. There's a bit more shrink wrapping on this side. Also on the brontosaur or whatever, it's got like a bit of black paint on the lip. How that happens, I don't know. And lastly I had a Dilophosaur, which again, aside from the weird paint, it's pretty good aside from the pronated wrists and everything. Oh, and I think the tail might be a bit too long. Because, like, you stretch it. It's hard to do with one hand. Stretch it out like... Yeah. Fuck. Here we go. Good enough. Yeah, it's like that long, which is way too long for me. Or maybe I'm just used to Mattel's short-ass legs. Yeah, it's pretty good patterning on all of these, and yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say for these guys. What's next? Penguins grave. It's at this moment I realize there's something here. Don't know what that is. Anyways, here's the largest set out of my collection, the penguins, which is why they're separated from birds. We have these two, which are swimming penguins, obviously. I can do some cool stuff. This one can't really. I have no idea what type of penguins these are supposed to represent, but I'm pretty sure that it's the same one. I always imagine this is a younger one and this is an adult. As to why, I don't know. Got like 3 different emperor penguin representations. And we have this one, which is basically your standard emperor, and that one, which is basically your standard penguin. When you think penguin, you think this guy. Probably. And we have this emperor penguin with its little baby, and we have a little baby that does not scale well. Well, but yeah, these two do fit together a bit. These were obviously not made at the same time. I don't even think they're part of the same set. Maybe. Because there's like a dedicated penguin set, which I probably bought like 1 or 2. It's like, I have duplicates of these. Yeah. Now let's move on to the obscure boys. We have this dude and a daily penguin, which is gray for some reason. Why? I don't know. Who cares? But it does have some like detailing on the head. Eye paint's a bit wonky, and that's basically it for detailing, aside from like here and like yeah, around the legs and the tail, and like that's about it. Worst one out of the bunch, not the worst one I own though. Out of my Safari collection, that is. Let's pick this dude, the Humboldt? Yeah, Humboldt penguin. And, you know, we can throw in the Galapagos penguin. On Galapagos, Northern Hemisphere. I don't care. So we have these two. This guy's leaning forward quite a lot, which can lead to some stability issues sometimes. If you just place him down like that, it should work. But if you, like, drop him like... I mean, if you drop all of these. So, yeah. Ignore what I said about stability. Yeah, it's just weird seeing a penguin like that. Humboldt penguin. These two are basically the same, except this one's bigger and in a more penguin-like pose, I guess. I don't know. The African penguin, which is missing its spots for some reason. Never came with those. I don't know why. You got like your bog standard paint and stuff. Don't know why there's black dots here. Yeah. You have the chin strap. It's yellow feet. Yeah, and it's why it gets it. It looks like it's wearing a chin strap, army helmet. Yeah. Pretty standard penguin pose again. Gentoo, which is bending its head so far back you'd think it's an owl. Red feet, pretty basic stuff. I mean, these are all just penguins with different details, you know? What more do you want me to say? And then lastly, we have the rockhopper penguin. He's funny. I like this. I like the thingy he has. Don't know what you would call it. Crest? Maybe? I don't know. I like this guy. He's a little goofy. That's fine. Who's next in this, like, what are we at? 12, 10 minutes now? Who cares? Birds. Okay. Actually kind of how I was hoping it would turn out. That dude's feet have warped, which is why he's bending over, because I bent them back. So if he falls down, that is why. So we have a hawk, a toucan, two boobies, a macaw, and learn with me, frigate bird. Focus. Frigate bird. So, I've never heard of this thing before. I've had the toy for like a decade and never bothered researching it. Focus. Sorry, I'm looking above my phone, so I have no idea if it's focusing or not. So, yeah. It's got this thing. I'm assuming this is a male variant because it has this large bulbous throat patch, kind of like a frog. I don't know what you'd call it. These pretty long tail feathers. I really don't know what else to comment. I've never heard of this thing before up until I was making this video, like right now. I never bothered researching this thing, but maybe I will now. Who knows? Again, the macaw, his feet have warped. We'll just do that. And there's like a trick to put in hot water and then cold water for like a minute each. So we'll just keep them like this. There's a macaw. I can't remember what this one is. Whatever. But it's red with light blue and dark blue wings and a dark blue tail with white around the eyes. And also can't stand up. There's a bit of paint chipping around the feet. Like, you could, like, yeah, there. A bit of paint chipping. The feather detail is immaculate. Very good. I have like a limited vocabulary. There. The two booby birds, redfoot and bluefoot. I like the blue-footed one better because, you know, it just blends well. I think they get the foot color from the type of food they, kind of like flamingos get their pink, but it just affects their feet. I'm gonna stop talking about these guys because, like, they're basically the same. We'll just use this one because he looks better. And the same sculpt anyways, which I think I just said before, but who fucking cares? So we have some, like, different wing foldings. This one's, like, slightly higher up than this one. I've got some brown at the back of the head and the tail. And this dude's beak has warped slightly, ever so slightly. And yeah, that's about it for those. Toucan, he's eating something, which is like a pea or something, maybe. I don't know, it's got this nice red over it. Got these around the eye, these like emperor penguin-esque markings, and feet are brown, and then this is all black. I'm kind of ashamed with the beak. If you know anything about toucans, they have these like beautiful colored beaks, and this is just orange. Wait, hang on. Okay, yeah, there are toucans that look like this. Turns out I'm just dumb, and a hawk too. The pose is interesting. It's almost like it's attacking something or tearing flesh off it. The feet are a bit off, and by that I mean like they've warped slightly. Yeah, but the pose isn't that great. Like, unless you're doing something like this again, or it's swooping down, like you can have it like hanging by a string by the neck. But yeah, the colorings are nice. The yellow is Not the biggest fan of that, but if you want to be accurate, sure. The eye is a single color, like everything, now that I think about it. And yeah, so it's pretty good, just not a huge fan of the pose it's in. And lastly, let's talk about the last ones. Oh boy, I wonder what we're gonna get this time. Yay! I love those guys. And to end it, we have 2 scuba divers and a boat. I had more. I'll put up an image of the more I had. So yeah, this is like a cargo hold or ship, sorry. For some reason there's blue crates and gray crates. As to why, I guess it was just variety. I mean, hey, I'm not complaining or anything, but it's just slightly weird. You know, ship looks pretty darn good. And just to prove that this is a Safari product, there's your proof. Safari Ltd cargo boat. So yeah, you know, I've got windows up there. Safari Limited is like a 50-50 on whether or not their detail is going to be good. Ooh, I never noticed that. It's like lopsided slightly. Huh. Alright, let's talk about you first. We've got this guy riding a, hold on. Personal propeller. Holding a personal propeller. There we go. And he's holding a personal propeller. Don't really know what else to be saying about this guy. Maybe the belt and this thing right here, the strap, could have been painted, but all in all, it's pretty good. Yeah, this is like a little paint damage there. Don't know how that happened. Oh, and up here. But yeah, it's pretty good. He's wearing a mask, so it's like hard to tell. I mean, they've just gone with the basic white because, yeah, I mean, I guess it would be a bit of a pain in the ass to like paint little faces under that. So yeah, these are pretty good. Oh shit. I also forgot to mention, like, I also had some others that I have. I'll put them up now, and then on this side will be ones that I think I might have owned, but I can't really remember if I did or not. But yeah, that's been my look. That's been a look at my Safari collection. Next year would have been Collect Day, but they're kind of behind a bin in my garage. So Hot Wheels, anyone? Maybe. Anyways, yeah, that's all about it. Sorry, that's all about it. That's our new outro. That's all about it. See you next week.